A businessman in Bosnia says he found the largest pyramid on Earth. Geologists looked at the exact same rock and found a hill. 20 years later, both of those things are still true at the same time. It's 220 meters tall, 74 taller than Giza, and by his estimate, 12,000 years old. Governments have funded the dig, presidents have posed on the hill, and the world's actual archaeologists have spent 2 decades trying to make it stop. This is the story of the mountain that became a pyramid, and the man who built an empire out of convincing people it always was one. Meet Semir Osmanagić. Bosnian-born, he left for Houston during the war in the early 90s and built a career in the oil and gas business. On the side, he wrote self-published books arguing the ancient Maya were descendants of Atlantis, and that their calendar predicted a spiritual shift in the year 2012. The kind of books that don't get reviewed by archaeologists, only by people who already believe them. In April 2005, an old friend brought him back to his hometown of Visoko and up a hill called Visoko. Standing at a certain angle, in a certain light, the hill's 4 sloped sides looked almost symmetrical. Osmanagić didn't see a hill. He saw a pyramid wearing 12,000 years of dirt as a disguise. By October 2005, he wasn't claiming one pyramid. He was claiming a complex. The Pyramid of the Sun, he announced, stood 220 meters tall, nearly 80 meters taller than the Great Pyramid of Giza, making it the largest pyramid on Earth. Nearby, the Pyramid of the Moon, the Pyramid of the Dragon, and a buried network connecting them all. His estimated age for the complex, over 12,000 years, would make it older than Göbekli Tepe, the oldest known temple humans have ever built. If true, it would rewrite the entire timeline of human civilization, moving organized construction back further than anyone had ever proposed. In 2006, Osmanagić founded a foundation and started digging, and people came. Hundreds of volunteers from across the world paid their own way to excavate for free, drawn by the promise of rewriting history. His team surveyed the hill with satellite imagery, thermal cameras, and ground radar, and pointed to buried stone plates just beneath the topsoil as proof of deliberate construction. Beneath the hill, they promoted the Ravni tunnels, a spreading maze marketed not just as ancient architecture, but as a wellness destination. Ionized air said to heal the people who walk through it. Ordinary rock, cracked into roughly rectangular blocks the way conglomerate stone naturally does, was presented to the press as ancient concrete, poured by hands 12,000 years dead. Radiocarbon dating, Osmanagić promised, was coming. It would prove all of it. And the town of Visoko changed. More than 400,000 visitors have come since the dig began, buying pyramid keychains and pyramid coffee mugs, staying in pyramid-themed guest houses in a country still rebuilding from a war that had ended less than a decade earlier. 2 Bosnian presidents and a prime minister publicly backed the project. To them, it wasn't a research question. It was tourism, jobs, and a rare piece of good news for a country that badly needed one. Real archaeologists were horrified. In 2006, geologists from the University of Tuzla studied the same rock Osmanagić was calling ancient concrete and found conglomerate, clay, and sandstone, completely ordinary and geologically identical to dozens of other hills across the region. What Osmanagić called pyramid terraces, geologists call flatirons, a common natural formation found on tilted rock layers worldwide, from the American Southwest to the Alps. 21 archaeologists, historians, and geologists signed an open letter calling the project amateurish and unscientific. Boston University's Robert Schoch put it bluntly: what Osmanagić had found isn't even unusual or spectacular from the geological point of view. Anthony Harding, then president of the European Association of Archaeologists, pointed out the bigger problem with the timeline itself. 12,000 years ago, Europe was still in the late Upper Paleolithic, when no one was building anything except flimsy huts, let alone a 200-meter stone pyramid. He warned the project was pseudoarchaeology, risking burying Bosnia's real, verifiable heritage under a fake one, funded and studied entirely by people who already believed the conclusion before they dug the first hole. The scientists didn't win the argument. They got attacked for making it. Critics reported threatening phone calls and confrontations in the street. In a country where the pyramid had become tangled up with national pride and post-war identity, questioning it was, for some, treated as an attack on Bosnia itself. What should have been a straightforward geological dispute turned into something closer to a culture war, and it made honest researchers reluctant to even engage. 20 years on, nothing has changed and everything has changed. No peer-reviewed study has ever supported the claim that Visoko Hill is an ancient man-made structure. Mainstream archaeology considers the case closed and has for 2 decades. And yet the archaeological park Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is still open for business today. Still running daily tours, still selling tickets into the tunnels, still digging. Osmanagić, now in his 60s, still leads it. Maybe that's the real discovery buried under this hill in central Bosnia. It doesn't take an ancient lost civilization to build a pyramid. It just takes a hill with the right silhouette, a storyteller willing to sell it, and enough people who need the story to be true.